Hi there, it's Jennifer, and I'm here to do an Empties video for the month of December, and we're probably, maybe, going to get a visit from my little cat Mary, who is being very vocal today. She wants to go outside, and I'm not letting her outside. So anyway, but she's probably gonna make herself known on this video, so oh well, bear with me. But anyway, this is my Empties video for December, and you know, I just keep shocking myself with how much stuff I finish up. And I think part of it might be because I am thinking more about using things up, and so rather than just using a little of this and a little of that, I'm kind of focusing on finishing some things up. But I'm just amazed at all the products that I finish. Look at that kitty. No, man. She really wants to give her. She's never done that before. She usually walks across the table. Oh well. Bad girl, Mary. So, okay. So anyway, I have a lot of stuff. I also have a report on my things I want to. It was a tag that I did at the middle of October, I think. And it was the things I wanted to finish up before the end of 2014. I've been successful, well, almost successful. There's one thing that I'm going to finish today, and so I'm putting it in this video anyway. And so, but yeah, so in that, just so you know, in that tag video, and you can go back and look at it, I think it was in October that I posted that, I said I wanted to finish up a couple of eyeliners, 10 facial masks, some perfume samples that I had. I usually don't do sample kinds of things in my videos, but I had a ton of perfume samples, so I had that. And then what else did I have? Some bath beads and tooth whitener. I can't remember. But I have been plugging away. Oh, there was an eyeshadow, and so several things I've already finished along the way, and I think that's a really good thing to do from time to time. Just look at the stuff that you maybe have gotten out of the habit of using, or you've gotten distracted with something else you bought, and then this other great thing, the thing that you loved a while back, kind of sits in the back of the drawer and you don't use it because there's something else you're using. And so so I think that's a great thing. I think I will probably challenge myself to doing that kind of stuff, and it probably would be good to do a challenge, like maybe one right before the big kickoff of summer, to kind of use up some of those colors, that summer colors, when it's springtime, so that you can go buy new stuff. And then save some of your warmer things for the fall, what I want to use up before the end of the year. Because one of the things I used up was a lotion by Bath & Body Works that was really a summer, spring fragrance. And I did use it up, but it was really kind of weird to be wearing that fragrance at that time. So, I don't know, kind of like the idea of doing that. So I'll tell you which things of those were from that challenge as we go along. But I've got this tub full of stuff, and let's start with what's not in the tub. I went through a couple of candles from Bath & Body Works. One of them I just finished the other day. It's called Cranberry Woods. This is really nice. Yeah, really, really, really nice fragrance, and it was appropriate for Christmas, but you could use this at, you could just use this as a fall or like winter kind of a candle too. This one is interesting. Most Bath & Body Works candles have lids on them, like this one does, and this one did not come with a lid. And so it was kind of interesting. And I like them to have lids because after I'm finished with the candle, what I do is I pop it in the freezer and then freeze the wax so I can pop it out, and then use some vinegar and then soap and water and everything to kind of clean it up and soak it to get the label off. And then I reuse these really nice jars for other things. Q-tips, cotton balls, whatever. So this one didn't have a lid. This one did have a lid. This is called Spiced Apple Toddy. I finished this one right at the beginning of December. I was using it for kind of a Thanksgiving, fallish kind of thing. Yeah, still has a really good smell in it, even though I did freeze it and I popped the wax out. The thing that was disappointing about this one is that I was trying to pop those little silver things out of the bottom, and normally they come off fairly easily. And these were really sealed in there. And my husband was like trying to use a knife to get one out, and he broke the glass on here, so it's cracked. So I'm throwing this away, but I'm gonna use the lid for this one here. So even though this one didn't have a lid, now it does. And it's got a cute little snowflake lid. So both of these are nice. I love Bath & Body Works candles. There has only been one candle that I've ever gotten from them that I was disappointed with. It was Sicilian Orange, and it smelled amazing when it was solid, and as soon as it was liquefied, it smelled like wax. That was really disappointing. But all their other ones are just really nice, and I love them. So, okay, let's dig into some of the other stuff. Another Bath & Body Works product that I finished up, and this is kind of a cheat because it wasn't full when it started, but this is a hand soap and antibacterial moisturizing hand soap. It is not a foaming formula. It's in the fragrance Holly Berry Wreath. We had used this last year at Christmas time, and when the season ended, I still had about this much left. So I saved it and put it out first thing. And I've been using the foaming hand soaps a lot lately. And so it was different to be using this one, but I definitely noticed that this is more of a moisturizing formula than the foaming hand soap. I like the foaming hand soap. I don't think it's harsh or anything, but this is really moisturizing, really nice. So I still think this is a good option, even though they seem to be coming out with all their really great fragrances and stuff in their foaming hand soaps, and they're kind of pushing those. So I don't know if that's the way they're moving or what. But this was good. Then, let's see, I went through several body product kinds of things. So this is interesting. This is by Dove, and it's called Cream Oil, Pro Age Cream Oil, and it's interesting because there's no label on it. And I found this, and it was in the back of my bathroom cabinet, and I thought, oh, what is that? I think I remember liking that. Well, I had used this Pro Age Cream Oil before. It's really a lotion, but it's got kind of an oil in it. It's super moisturizing, really great to put on after a shower. And I had been using that, I remember years ago, and went into a store like Big Lots or something like that, and they had this shelf with a bunch of clearance things, and they had several bottles of this that were really cheap. I mean, they were probably like 50 cents a piece, and I don't know, this is normally like $8 or something. But I think that they were all really super cheap because none of them had labels, so people probably didn't know what they were. It says on the back, I mean, if you read the fine print, it says. But I knew what they were because I had had this before, so I bought several of them. Used them a lot, then of course, you get distracted by something else and forgot about it. So I still had a good bit left in this, so I decided to get that out and start using it, and I am definitely buying this again because I love this, and I live in a super, super dry climate, and it's so nice to have something that's not greasy, but is definitely very moisturizing. So this is really good. Dove Pro V, or no, not Pro V, that's Pantene. Pro Age Cream Oil. All right, another thing, I used up 2 CeraVe products for the face. I used up my nighttime facial moisturizing lotion and my daytime facial moisturizing lotion. CeraVe is a product, if you've seen any of my other videos, you've probably heard me talk about it. It's a skincare line that's really inexpensive. You can get it at drugstores. A lot of grocery stores carry it. They'll have a big 12-ounce bottle of a really nice moisturizing cleanser, so it's creamy, and for $12. And then these that are about $12 or $13 are 3 ounces, and that's just a great deal. I mean, if you've bought some more high-end skincare kinds of things, you know that you can pay a lot of money for moisturizer and cleanser and all that kind of stuff. And it's not packaged particularly pretty or elegantly, and so I'd seen it for years and kind of went, I don't know, until I started to hear some people talk about this on YouTube, and also my dermatologist was kind of promoting this at her office, and so I tried a sample and it was really nice. And so I really like using these. I just think, why spend a ton of money when you can get something that does a really, really nice job? And I mean, I don't notice a difference between this and any other thing that I've used that cost $150 for 2 things like this. So anyway, this is the PM formula. It has an SPF 30. And by the way, CeraVe, it's spelled C-E-R-A, capital V-E. And I'll link all this stuff on my blog at busybeingjn.com. So if you want to get a closer up look, or you forget what some of these things are called, you can go to my website, busybeingjn.com, and look for those there. But CeraVe, and so these are great. I already have purchased not just more that I'm using, but backups, because I love it. So if I find it on sale or I have a coupon or something, I'm definitely stocking up. All right. Another thing, skincare thing, was this Olay Regenerous Eye Lifting Serum. And this, you will see, is actually cut in half. Because in my last favorites video for November, I featured a beauty, it's like a spatula. And so you can, when you run out of something or you can't get anything out anymore, you can scoop in and get the rest of the product. Oh, I have to tell you that this CeraVe PM stuff, I finished this up to where I was pumping on this and nothing more would come out. And then I started to use that, I opened it and used that beauty spatula in there to get the stuff out. It lasted 3 to 4 more weeks by using that. This one has such a tiny nozzle that the beauty spatula doesn't fit into the end of it. And so what I did when I could not get any more out of this, and I'm bending the bottle and squeezing it and everything, I just took a pair of scissors and cut it in half, and then used the beauty spatula to get the rest of the stuff out. There was a lot of stuff in here. It lasted at least a month, maybe 5 weeks. Crazy how much was left in here. And this bottle is $18. I mean, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth $18. I think it's worth $18 if I didn't get every last drop out of it. But I think, why not use it for another 4 or 5 weeks? Why would we leave product in there? Why would we do that? So anyway, I like this. I have more. I had a backup already. So this eye lifting serum was great. And the beauty spatula was great too. So, okay. Then, let's see. All right, let's go to a few things that were in my things I wanted to finish up before the end of the year. I had said I wanted to finish up 10 facial masks, those kind of fabric sort of things that you that have the eyes cut out and mouth and everything, makes you look ridiculous. But it has a nice, they have nice moisturizing formula kind of stuff in them. You leave it on for, I don't know, 10 to 20 minutes. And most of them, at least all the ones that I have, don't require you to wash your face afterwards. In fact, you shouldn't. You should just, once you remove that mask, you just kind of just kind of keep rubbing it in and let it dry. And then once it's absorbed, then you can go ahead and put your regular moisturizer on and your makeup and everything. So this is the last of that. I had 3 more to go, and I did finish them. 2 of them were by a company called Dermal, and one was Seaweed Collagen Essence Mask, and the other one was Arbutin. Is that how you pronounce it? Collagen Essence Mask. These are nice. I have a lot of these and I've used a lot of these. This was a new one though. I had another set of masks. I bought a whole ton of them last year. And so was kind of working my way through them. And the reason I put them in this challenge is that I had gotten away from using them and wanted to challenge myself. This one is called Venedo, V-A-N-E-D-O. And this one, I would say I wouldn't buy again. And that's because the fluid that was in there was so runny. Now, my very favorite of all of them was one by Nature. It was White Sea. Of course, it was the most expensive one. It was a thicker formula. I like that. I'll probably buy it again to use on occasion. Then there was another one that I liked called by MJ Care, and that one was not quite as thick as the one by Nature, but it was still a little bit thicker. Liked that one. That one was not quite as expensive. Even less expensive is this dermal stuff, which will run. If you don't lay back, it will kind of just run. And this was just watery. I mean, it just didn't even, it was like, okay, I was in the tub using, I like to use these in the tub because then I can lay back and if it drips, it doesn't matter. But I'm laying back in the tub and I've got this thing on and it was actually like pulling away from my skin in places because the mask was drying out almost instantly. And I think the thicker formula ones, it stays on your face a little better, and that's kind of the idea of keeping something on your skin 10 to 20 minutes so you can get the benefit. This dried too fast. So I would say I won't be getting this again. But dermal, I probably will, and well, maybe I will. I'll definitely be getting the MJ Care and the Nature stuff again. So I've ordered all of mine on Amazon.com in variety packs. They're cheaper that way, and you get to try all different kinds. This one, by the way, was pomegranate. So, all right. Then I did another mask that was an eye mask. I realized that I had bought 5 of these last year, and I had 2 left. So now I have 1 left. This is called Collagen Crystal Eye Mask Superior Gold Skincare. And it has a little tray, a little plastic tray that's in here, I threw it out, that has these 2 little eye mask things that fit on here. They're gold and with holes in here. I don't even get why they put the holes in. You should just lay back and have your eyes closed, I think, because, but anyway, I'm not buying this again. I have 1 more, I'll use it. They slip off. I put them on, I couldn't even like tilt my head back and get to the bed to lay down without these things falling off. And yeah, they were just kind of hard to use. So I think that my full masks that I use that are kind of held on by it being all over my whole face was a whole lot easier. These are kind of slippery and slimy, and so they just slide right off your skin. Even when I was pulling the tray out of this, I pulled the little plastic tray out, which is supposed to have the little masks in them, and it left them behind. Instead, here's some digging down in trying to get this. Yeah, I don't know, gimmicky. I don't know. I haven't used it enough to know if it was amazing, but I wasn't too crazy about it. All right, another thing that was a bath kind of related thing and I mentioned that I've been liking using my masks when I take a bath. So I used 3 of these facial masks. So I used 3 bath bombs. These, of course, are by Bath Fusion Company. Actually, you know what? There is one other. I took a 4th bath without a mask, and it wasn't Bath Fusion Company, but these are Bath Fusion Company. I used one in Spice Cranberry, Winter Wonderland, and Sleigh Ride, so you know we had a little holiday theme going there. And then I used another one by Two Sisters Spa that was called Sleepy Time, and yeah, so that one was nice, but that didn't really fit the theme, but I used it when I was really wanting to relax. So yeah, then there was another bath thing I used. This was part of my things I wanted to use before the end of the year. This was a thing of bath beads. I don't even know when I got this. I don't know where I got it. It's called Spirit of the Vine. The fragrance was plum with a twist of blackberry. Made in Canada. It's not giving me any clue as to, okay. St. Louis, Missouri. I don't know. I have no idea. It was probably something that someone gave me in a gift. You know, they probably had a gift bag with a bunch of stuff in it, and this was in it. Okay. The first time I used this was a disaster. These bath beads are filled with oil. So it says to use 2 or 3 beads in a bath. So I took 3 of them and tossed them in the tub, and there wasn't a very strong fragrance. And I'm used to having a stronger fragrance in the tub because, you know, I use these bath fizzies. And so I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So I tossed in like 4 more. I'm not kidding you. There was an oil slick on the surface of this tub, and I'm already in the water. So there's just this oil slick. It smelled a little bit more like plum with a twist of blackberry. I think probably the reason I couldn't smell it very much at first was because this has been I've had this a long time. Like, I don't even know how many years I've had this. And it probably had lost some of its fragrance because of how old these were. It didn't lose any of its oil, I'll tell you that. And when I got out of the tub, I actually had to put like soap in the inside of my tub to get this pink slick off of the inside of my tub. And as I'm drying myself off and my hair fell down on my back, and my back was still a little wet, and when I finally lifted it up and dried my back off and everything, the ends of my hair had oil. I mean, to the point where I, got myself all ready and everything, and I just had oily hair at the bottom. It was not a good thing. So, so when they say to use 2 to 3 beads, use 2 to 3 beads because it's too much otherwise. So what I did, the remaining times I used it, I think I put it in probably 5 or 6. There were quite a few beads in here. So if you're only using 2 or 3 at a time, it lasted a while. And so I put in just a couple, and then I threw in a bath bomb that had kind of like a complimentary fragrance to it. I looked this up to see if you can get it anywhere, this specific kind, Spirited Vine. Can't find it anywhere, so that's how old this product is. But if you like more of an oil kind of a thing in the bathtub, I would say that I would recommend the bath oil beads, but and they probably would have a stronger fragrance if you use something that was new. But I like bath bombs, and the kind that I get have a really nice blend of moisturizer in them, not too heavy, but it does moisturize your skin. You can kind of see the water bead off of your skin with these bath bombs, so I would stick with that. Okay, on to a few more things from my challenge. I said I was going to use up 2 eyeliners, which I did. It seems to me that I talked about this one already. If I did last month, I apologize. So this first one, as you can see, I mean, there's still some left, but it gets to the point where it's so tiny that it's hard to use. So I just ditch them when they get to be almost the same size as the cap. I think it's time to be done with it. So this was from Clinique. It was called, I've sharpened it down so much that I don't even know what it's called anymore. I think this is called Chocolate Luxury. It's cream formula. It is not a really super creamy cream formula eyeliner. It does go on like creamy, above and below your eyelashes, but it doesn't work on the tight line and waterline. It just doesn't. So if you don't like to put eyeliner in there, then this would be a good one. If you do, you'll probably want to put a different one on the inside of the lid and then put this around the outside edge. Clinique Chocolate Luxury. And this other one that I used up was by, I've sharpened it down so far, Cynthia Rowley, R-O-W-L-E-Y. This was a black, nothing special about it. It was just black, very creamy formula. Definitely works inside on the waterline and tight line. I would say that this particular black was too black for me, but I was committed to using it. So it was really black, like jet black. And I went ahead and used it. Yeah, so this was good. I have other cream formula. I have so many eyeliners right now that it was good that I used up 2. So, okay, the last thing for my challenge, and then I have one more thing I used up, was this thing of, it's called Night White. It's a tooth whitener. I got this from my dentist. I got a packet of 3 of these syringes. You put it into a little like tray that's molded to your mouth, and wear it for an hour, and then rinse it out, brush your teeth, all that, and it whitens up your teeth. I just had one left over, and you know, as much as I like having white teeth, I hate whitening my teeth. I hate it. I hate it. I hate having a tray, you know. I hate sleeping with it. So I try to just do it when I'm awake, and it drives me crazy. All I can think of is that I want to eat something or drink something or whatever. I got trays in my mouth. So anyway, you can see that there's a little bit left. That's enough for one more. I'm going to use this today, and I will be finished with that. I'll continue to get this stuff. It's really good. It does a really nice job on your teeth. If you've never whitened your teeth before, just know that when you very first do it, you'll go through a stage where you'll notice that your teeth are kind of spotty, and yellow parts of your teeth will stand out in some places that you didn't notice it before. And that's because the stuff is starting to remove some of the stain on your teeth, and then some of it is off, and so some of the white is showing through, and then it's in contrast with the stain that's still there. And so it's you go through you do this for like 2 weeks. So the period of time where the teeth are looking a little strange is just a few days, and then pretty soon they're just whitened up. So the nice thing is, then once you have whitened your teeth for the first time, all you really need to do is maybe once a year use this a few times. So this has been really nice just to kind of whiten up my teeth. I haven't done this since I used this last January before I went on a cruise, and so it's nice, you know, not quite a year later, to use this to sort of spruce up my teeth again. So I like this. And then the last thing that I used up, and so, that was all the stuff for my challenge. So I did accomplish my challenge, and I would encourage anyone out there to do that kind of thing, just to get through some products you have that are taking up space, and also to remind you of things that you forgot you love. The last thing is my go-to foundation. This is by Lorac. It's called Natural Performance Foundation. I use the color NP, Natural Performance 4. This is really nice. You screw this and it pops up, and then it pumps out. This is really nice because if you go on a trip or whatever, it's not gonna, if you know those flip top things, those things get pressure if you go on an airplane, or not even just an airplane. In Flagstaff, where I live, we live at an elevation of 7,000 feet. So if I go down to Phoenix for the weekend and then come back up, then the pressure, once we come back up, it pops things open and all of that. So this is really nice because it secures it down. It's not gonna pop open. And so this is really nice. I already had another one of these in my little stash, and so I'm using that happily. But that's it. Those are my empties for the month of December. And so I hope you enjoyed this. And if there's anything that you finished up in December that you really loved, I'd love to hear about that in the comments below. So if you please feel free to comment. I hope that you had a great holiday and are looking forward to the coming year. And I hope I'll see you again on Busy Being Jen. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would just encourage you to hit that little subscribe button right there. Then YouTube will notify you when I put up new videos, which is about 2 or 3 times a week. So anyway, hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.